Okay, let's talk about extra staying power, especially if we have oily skin, the weather is nice, or we want to make sure our makeup stays put all day without touch-ups. Here are 2 products you might be interested in. First up, we have the Vanilla Dust Setting Powder. Yes, ladies, it's powder, but you do not need to worry about this powder settling in any fine lines, wrinkles, or pores. Because it is so finely milled, it will not do that. And for all my ladies that have glasses, here is a tip for you with this powder. I love using the powder, especially because I wear glasses. I am using the powder brush. These 2 come in a collection under the collections tab that save you money if you are interested. I'm using this beautiful dense end, and the way I love using the powder, especially with my glasses, because I have bigger frames, I am using the powder right where my frames sit on my face and a little extra up on my nose. You can even tap into your powder and put it on your nose piece of your glasses to really make sure that they don't slip down at all during the day, which is delightful. And with the powder brush, this brush was designed for powder. It is so dense on this end that it will pick up the product. And as you tap it onto your face, you don't want to blend or swirl or rub. You want to tap it on, stipple, stipple. All of it releases from the bristles onto the face. When you're using a Vanilla Dust Setting Powder, you want to use the most dense brush because then you have less waste and the powder goes on even better. Really for good extra staying powder. And I love using the powder on my forehead, you guys. That is where I tend to get oily, sweaty, greasy first. And because it's a powder, it has a slightly more matte finish, which I love. So if my forehead gets shiny first, let's tap on that powder, that matte finish, so it holds back those oils. I also like to touch my face, so I tend to put some down here where I tend to touch and pick on all of the things. So I absolutely love our Vanilla Dust Setting Powder. It looks creamy in the tin as well, but it is not. It goes on translucent, which is wonderful because when you have your makeup perfect, when you're loving your colors and rocking it, you don't want the color to change on your face. Don't worry, this won't. It will go on and you won't even know it's there, ladies. P.S. you guys, another tip for the setting powder is to use it on your eyes. If you have hooded eyes, if you have creased eyelids, oily eyelids, take your finger, rub it in your setting powder, and tap it on your eyelid before your eyeshadow. My eyeshadow is a couple hours old and you wouldn't know it. Even though I have hooded eyes, putting the setting powder on first before eyeshadow will really help set the eyeshadow, hold back those oils, especially if you have creasing. It will really change the game for your eyeshadow. So give it a try and let me know what you think. Next up, we have this setting spray, you guys. And the setting spray will take you to the beach. It smells like an absolute tropical holiday, which is so delightful. And you can spray it directly on your face. However, I find that a bit dewy and wet for myself. So I like to take the perfector sponge and then tap it on, spray it onto the sponge and then tap it onto my face. This perfector sponge as well is a key tool that is often overlooked, but it shouldn't be, because it really adds the finishing touch. If you're nervous about blending, if you have too much product on, if you just want to make sure the finished look is really polished and you haven't missed any spots, this guy right here will help you do it all. And obviously paired with the setting spray, it works double time. I love the little tip for up in the corner of my eye, making sure I have no extra product under my eye. We don't want creasing there. If you get creasing, it's because you have too much on, ladies. Use less. And then the bigger area I like to use for my face. And because I sprayed setting spray on, I just push it on. It really puts on a nice even finish with the setting spray. If you get this little guy, make sure you use it wet. If you use it dry, it's just going to pull off the makeup. So get it wet. It should double in size under the tap. Squeeze it out in the sink. Squeeze it out in a towel. And then you'll be left with this beautiful, bouncy ball of goodness, you guys. It's so refreshing and you will find a wonderful, wonderful tool in this little guy. And the setting spray is also very versatile. If you want extra staying power, put on setting spray first, let that sit for a moment or two, then apply your makeup, and then you can go in at the end with it as well. So you can use it both before and after, which is lovely.